concept I want to look at within the realm of artificial intelligence is relating to devices like Google Home and Alexa. Numerous people have such devices and interact with them on a daily basis. For example, tell me what the weather's like outside, make this appointment, set this reminder, find this product on the internet. Now, even to this day, the technology with these voices that are being used on said devices still has a slight unnatural tone to it. It sounds a bit mechanical, it sounds robotic, if you will. We as humans use our voice to communicate, and we use it to convey emotions. We can do this through the tone, the tempo, and even the inflection of our voice. But until now, even, these devices kind of lack that human aspect. And this is where I want to look at a concept that has come around recently in the last few years and how this could change going forward. The company I'm referring to is that of DeepMind AI and a project they're currently running. Now, originally, to create these voices for your Google Homes and your Alexa devices from Amazon, it was done by concatenative synthesis. And the definition of concatenative synthesis is that of taking many small sample sounds and synthesizing them together to create the voices that we hear. They're mechanical, less human feeling robotic voices. And how them sounds are created are usually done on the sound of phonetics. And phonetics is something that is the study of how we as humans make certain sounds, for example, like the b in the word bed. And this is how these voices were originally created, very phonetically, very complex, by taking loads of pre-recorded samples and synthesizing them into one. Now this is where DeepMind AI come in. DeepMind AI have created a concept, a model if you will, called WaveNet. WaveNet actually has the ability to deal with raw audio. It is a generative model, and by generative model I mean it doesn't just rely on the data you provide it, i.e. here is a sample of 1,000 sounds and use these to replicate the voice. In the sense of being a generative model, it will take its data set and it will create new sounds from this. It thinks for itself. It has a neural network. It's able to use its internal brain, like a human, if you will, to create sounds and create replications of human sounds to make itself sound more human. If you will, it's learning by doing. It is not purely relying on what is provided. The benefit of this is it can take raw sound, it can use the generative model, and then it can use this to mimic a human sounding voice. And on top of that, it even takes into account natural sounds like breathing or lips smacking, for example. This type of technology is mind blowing because as we move forward and over the years and generations, interaction with like robotics and these kind of home devices like Alexa and Google, I feel is going to become more common. We're going to see it more and more that we are not interacting with a human. We are interacting with an artificial intelligence, a computer. And by creating something like DeepMind have, like in WaveNet, I think it's a great concept and it's a great model, and it's even being used today because Google are now implementing it into certain models of their Google Home that are being sold in America and Europe. And in a way, I think by having an artificial intelligence or robotics or these kind of technologies that sound more human, it breaks down a lot of barriers between the humans and the technology. It gets rid of some of that apprehension, it gets rid of some of that unknown, and it makes it feel more familiar. It makes it feel more natural, which is going to be beneficial when these type of technologies, these intelligences, these robotics become part of normal life. to have something that sounds just like us, the transition will be seamless. It's going to be so normal. We as humans are not going to pay much attention to it as being something of an outsider, something that's different. We're not going to be like conscious of our way around it. It's going to make us less conscious of the fact that we're not interacting with another human being. And that's the concept I wish to discuss.